Good, happy Tuesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your 8 p.m. news and weather. Let's get started. First up, 2 women found drunk in Salem parking lot with infants, police say. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
I can get used to this. The classroom chairs are not this comfortable. And how come the bus doesn't have heated seats? Mom always said there's room for improvement. I disagree.
During our back-to-school sales event, get 0% financing for lease new 2016 Passat, only $149 a month.
What are you doing?
Mom, can we take this one?
It is nice.
Auto Fair makes it happen.
But I certainly think that alcohol played a large role in it.
It was 6:15 on a Monday evening. A shopper observes 2 women and 2 very young babies in the parking lot at the mall at Rockingham Park and calls police.
Actually, one of them was laying on the ground in a puddle. And a puddle in a parking lot has grease and oil in it and some water. And she was holding the infant above her head.
Investigators say 22-year-old Bailey LaColst and 24-year-old Amber Giordano admitted they'd been consuming alcohol during the day. But police say beyond that, the friends were uncooperative and the booking process took 4 hours. So what about the infants during all that time?
During the booking process, and we had the babies. Our shift commander was holding one of the babies for a while, as well as our dispatchers were helping out hold the babies.
One baby is just a month old, the other 4 months old, according to police. And the shift commander gave an order last night he's likely never given before in his career.
He had to order her to stop breastfeeding.
Around 10 o'clock, the babies were released into the custody of their respective grandparents. The mothers were charged with misdemeanor counts of child endangerment and released on PR bail, due back in court October 31st.
They were barely able to even take care of themselves, let alone a baby of that age who needs a lot of care and attention.
We did reach out to a local lactation specialist who tells News 9 if a nursing mother has more than a glass or 2 of wine, the advice is to pump and dump because although it's diluted, alcohol does pass into breast milk. Live in the studio, Amy Cavino, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Rifle welding man arrested after overnight standoff in Hooksett. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
Most award-winning trucks on the road today. Drive the longest-lasting full-size pickup, the 2016 Silverado Double Cab LT 4-wheel drive. Lease today for only $259 per month with no money down.
Make it McMulkin.
Accused of firing a semi-automatic rifle several times in a Hooksett neighborhood, 23-year-old Christopher Guerin defended himself at his arraignment today.
I've never done anything like that before,
The Manchester man told the judge he would like to get help.
I'm not a danger to myself or anybody else. I just had a very bad moment.
Around 9:30 last night, Hooksett officers were called to an undeveloped cul-de-sac off Campus Drive after they say Guerin's parents contacted them saying he was unstable. Manchester's SWAT team responded.
They were looking for the male, and they heard 4 to 5 rounds being discharged in close proximity to them.
Police don't know what Guerin was allegedly firing at. Nearby, the Garunt family found these 2 bullets on their porch and say they weren't there before Monday's incident. They also heard police negotiating with Guerin.
There's announcements like, come on boys, surrender, come with, drop your gun and come, we'll help you.
Eventually, Guerin surrendered. He's charged with reckless conduct and disorderly conduct. In court, Guerin's mother said he has ADHD and Asperger's syndrome.
I really think his issues are stemming from psychiatric issues and he needs further evaluation.
Guerin is being held on $10,000 cash bail, but he could be released if he agrees to go to a secure psychiatric facility. He'll be back in court next month. Reporting live in the newsroom, Mike Cronin, WMUR.
Okay, and there you go on that report. U.S. Attorney General speaks about opioid threat in nation's schools. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
The classroom chairs are not this comfortable. And how come the bus doesn't have heated seats? Mom always said there's room for improvement. I disagree.
During our back-to-school sales event, get 0% financing for lease new 2016 Passat, only $149 a month.
What are you doing?
Mom, can we take this one?
It is nice.
Auto Fair makes it happen.
Visiting schools in Kentucky today, U.S. Attorney General Lynch drew attention to the scourge of the opioid abuse epidemic among young people.
3.8 million Americans ages 12 and up are misusing prescription painkillers. 3.8 million. It's a stunning number. What's also stunning is that we're starting at age 12 to track this.
With New Hampshire, unfortunately, on the leading edge of this issue, high schoolers in New Hampshire already have a keen awareness.
I see people all the time, like they'll be passed out, and it could be for any reason, of course, but that's probably one of the main reasons, so sad.
Manchester West senior Jonathan Croto says it's still difficult for youth to talk to adults about addiction.
A lot of kids are scared to talk to people nowadays, so.
In Bedford, the school district is working with community leaders and police to make sure kids know help is available while also enforcing the law.
Well, we know from the Youth Behavior Risk Survey that was done a year or so ago that almost 12% of the kids talked about the fact that, that they were approached to purchase drugs on school or on school campus. So we just yesterday had drug dogs come in and check out the school, found nothing, but that's a helpful message that we've sent.
Earlier this year, the district added a second licensed drug and alcohol counselor, and parents launched a new campaign to destigmatize addiction.
When your child has a drug addiction, the curtains close and nobody wants to talk about it. Kids aren't allowed to come over and play or hang out. And we're trying to just say, listen, this is an illness. This isn't a character flaw.
Attorney General Lynch had one simple message today for students and young people struggling with addiction. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Well, Fargo CEO John Stumpf told to resign by Senator Warren. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Yellowin wants to get back in the game. The Federal Reserve is more likely to warn markets a rate hike is coming than take any action at its two-day meeting. But Fed Chair Janet Yellen, based on her recent remarks at the Fed's Jackson Hole conference clearly wants to get back in the game. The Fed's post-meeting statement could indicate that the Fed is close to a rate hike, but without specific timing. New York, New Jersey bombings. Suspect faces charges in federal court. The suspect in Saturday's bombings in New York and New Jersey has been charged with 4 counts in federal court. Use of a weapon of mass destruction, bombing, destruction of property, and use of a destructive device. The charges against Ahmad Ramaha were filed in Manhattan by U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara. Now let's take a look at your weather. Here's a live look on radar right now. As you see on radar, it's clear in New Hampshire. Now let's take a look at your weather on our weather system. Your weather on our weather system right now. Your wind speed peak is 5 miles per hour. Average is 0. Current is 1 near north and northeast. Your temperature is 69 degrees. Humidity is 83%. Dew point is 64 degrees. Your forecast is rain likely. And your pressure is 29.89. Now let's take a look at your next 7-day forecast. And here's a look at your next 7-day forecast. And that does it for your 8 p.m. news and weather. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday night. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Riley's Kingdom of Weather and the Riley King Newscast. Good night, everyone. Bye.